Thanks for your patience, everybody. Thanks for your patience, everybody. My magnet holder is being dumb. Thanks for your patience, everybody. My magnet holder is being dumb. We're trying the landscape version rather than... My magnet holder is being dumb. We're trying the landscape version rather than... My magnet holder is being dumb. We're trying the landscape... Yes, there's feedback. It's a mic check too. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you had a good evening, good day, good afternoon. The world is going to shit, you know, like, you know, it just seems to be the way things are going. But anyway, am I impressed? No, I'm not. But what can we do, right? We can only do what we can do. We can only show up the way we can show up. And I don't know, it doesn't seem to matter what we do to try to fix the situation. It just seems to roll all out of proportion and out of control. So, I don't know. Spirit was calling me to do a message with a whole bunch of different oracles, different cards, but like picking one or two cards from each deck. And I thought that was a bit obnoxious. But here we are. We're going to go ahead and try it out and see what kind of message we get. I'm going to start off with the prayer and a little bit of a cleanse. You tattooed your whole ring finger solid black today. Why would you do such a thing? Were you yelling at someone earlier, AOP? Welcome in, Michael. Welcome in, AOP. Welcome in, ABQ. I guess I can turn the little crystal ball on. There we go. There we go. Anyway, I hope y'all had a good day. That's basically, you know, it's a bit of a hit or miss, I know. It is what it's gonna be. So I figure I'd just wait for a bunch of people to get on here. So that way we can keep on trucking, I guess you can say. Cuticle's fingerprint. The whole damn finger solid black. Why? Why? Like, the ring finger, I don't know, but the middle finger, it would make sense. But the ring finger? I don't know, I'm not sure. You do you, boo. I'm not judging, I'm not hating, but I'm sure it has some sort of meaning as to why you did it. Am I quite sure on that? I think it was an impulse situation. I don't think you've been thinking on doing that for months and months and months. I think it was more impulse. But either way, it is what it is. So we're going to start off with the prayer this evening. Just waiting for people to jump in. It should be a quiet night, considering it's landscape and it's not portrait. Working the page portrait-wise gets you into the live feeds, but the landscape, it takes you out of the live feeds. So it should be pretty quiet evening. I'm just having a quick smoke before we start, and that way everybody can jump in when they can jump in. I want to back that out just a little bit. There we go. That looks better. Okay. So let's start off with the prayer, and then we'll go into it. O universal source, divine breath of creation, you who exist in the realm of the pure vibration and subtle energy, may your sacred frequency be awakened within us, and may we embody the divine essence, allowing the kingdom to arise within our hearts and souls. Let divine will of the physical and spiritual merge realms in the cosmic divine pattern, microcosm to macrocosm, nourishing us with a cosmic divine vitality and divine wisdom and life force. Divine energy of cosmic consciousness, please restore us of any misalignment and confusion that may be created against us. As we release what no longer serves us, let it release the blocks that hinder forward movement. What we release then releases us. Invoke our discernment and awareness to not be deceived and to awaken our divine blueprint of destiny, giving us the synchronicity and signs to banish doubt, fog, and confusion. Protect our divine pathway and rescue us from illusion of separation from our divine purpose and soul family. In the name of the divine order of our inner sacred kingdom, match our outer experience, and may the creative spark be lit and protect us on our journey, and guide us through divine intervention. now and forever. As above, so below. As within, so without. And so it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. If you have seen the angel numbers 234, 345, and 811, today's message might be for you. So we're going to start off with the oracles, move into tarot, similar to last night. But I feel I'm only going to get a card maybe from each deck. That's why I'm going to have a whole bunch of decks of cards out. So that's why I figure I'd just focus on the dragons this evening. Because the table's going to get a little messy. Because the table's going to get a little messy. I want to say thank you for joining me tonight. Today is a closed table. Please refer to the Hipsy link in the description box for a personal reading. You can also become a member and be a part of the member Saturdays as well. I do have an open table on Friday to where you can get your own personal messages. So bring your super chats and super stickers on Friday if you'd like a message. I'm being called to start off with the angel cards this evening, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so cut of the cards. I don't even have to shuffle. All right. Metatron. You have a divine calling. The divine and the angels are recruiting you. Where you are is where you have been strategically placed. Trust that what you are facing now has everything to do with what you are here to heal, and that it will lead to a life that is aligned to meaning and purpose. You are here to make a difference, and it must begin with where you are right now. Activation, I am ready to fulfill the call of my soul. Okay. So whoever I'm speaking to, you definitely got a divine calling on your life. I'm also picking up that you may have had a near-death experience at some point. You may have been going through some trials and tribulations as of late. It's been a very rough go for you. But there's actually purpose to it. And Spirit's saying something along the lines that you may not see it currently, what that purpose is. And this is ultimately what's kind of screwing you up the most at this time. But Spirit's saying something along the lines that answers are coming, clarity is coming. Although you don't see it now, it will become very evident to you. There will be no second guessing. It's like a calibration. It's like you're being recalibrated. You're being healed. You are being integrated. Integration might be the wrong word, but there's definitely something here about things changing for you. So there is going to be some sort of a reunion. There's also a call that you need to release any type of hate or animosity for whoever you've been dealing with. So if there's any hate in your heart, you need to release that as soon as possible. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada. I'm going to read that one. Just give me a moment. So the number 29, the number 11, the number 2 may be significant to you. Basically, it broke down. You're in the midst of a heart healing. A healing of the fears and anxiety that have held you back from enjoying your full magnificence. Lady Nada is here with all her gentle power, washing you in soft pink light. All anger and fear and sadness, bitterness and disappointment and hurt are soothed and loved into place and into peace. She brings you a sign of your future blossoming into deeper love. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada is a spiritual gift from higher guidance. It brings love, healing, strength, and compassion to your heart. You may be burnt out or feeling anger, fear, depression, chronic fatigue, or compromised wellness. Perhaps your heart is so tired that you struggle with compassion fatigue, finding it difficult to care even though your nature is one of deep compassion and kindness. Or perhaps that you have put your heart and soul into something or someone and feel that your efforts have been cast aside or taken for granted. Perhaps you are processing a great loss. Whatever the reason, Lady Nada has come to comfort your soul. Your pain will pass and your suffering will be alleviated, sooner and more gently than you might expect. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada unfolds as the energetic gift gently pulsing with love and beauty within your heart chakra. It brings you comfort, gentle imitations of divine love and reassurance that you are so wonderful just as you are. Lady Nada is saying how much I like you, dearest child of light, how deeply I love you. I send love and acceptance to you now, so that you may come to love and like yourself with all the compassion, kindness, and unconditionality I feel for you. If there's anything or anyone you need to forgive, this gift from Lady Nada will empower you to do so. Your ability to forgive won't make you a doormat for others. It will free you to leave the past behind. So let other people's choices be about their learning rather than your value, and choose to love yourself now. If you are at a troublesome point in your life, remember that despite the thorns, the rose has an exquisite perfume. It is a powerful and wise soul that chooses a path that has truly challenging moments. But out of those challenges, great empowerment can be developed. Do not despair if you seem far from the light. You are simply traveling through darkness for a time. Your inner light is strong enough to see by even the darkest times. Still, that time will end soon, and you shall realize exactly how much you have grown through the experience. You will find your way into peace and happiness. Trust in your own light within and the loving kindness of Lady Nada's blessing now. It is enough to lift you into the light of love and peace. Come back to that love, to the pink rose unfolding in your heart whenever you feel lost. Some challenges are meant to help you to grow in your ability to love without condition, to surrender to the divine even when things don't seem to make sense. You undergo such challenges because you are capable, powerful, and wise. The universe loves you so much. It is guiding you into your most beautiful destiny every day. Release guilt and fear and know that you are loved. Always have been, always will be. Guidance is sharing with you now that whatever your struggles may be, they will soon reveal themselves to be nothing more than steps along your path to the sweetest blossoming of your soul. Be patient. Rest with this rose light in your heart, dear soul, for healing energy is flowing into you now. Trust your heart to overcome any pain, and it will indeed heal. Open up and love even more powerfully than before. Such is the courage of your heart. The invocation for this card: I gracefully receive the rose light and blessings of Lady Nada in unconditional love. My heart softens and opens. The pink light of her rose blessings fills me with the sweet perfume. I let go. I feel safe and held. I know that I am loved always. I am grateful now and always for love's protection, intervention, guiding hand, and tender grace in my life, in all ways. May I know myself to be worthy of love and love myself truly, so that I can truly and freely give love to others, to the world. May all beings truly know love. Through our own free will, so be it. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Mystical Forest, what do you got for us? So, you're going to be entering a new chapter. However, there will be delays to this. When things seem to be falling apart, be aware that things may be coming together in new ways that suit the next phase of your life even better. Okay? But I feel that there's some sort of interaction with some sort of energy outside of yourself that is trying to prevent this new chapter from beginning. Okay? And be aware of the procrastination, be aware of the stagnance, be aware of the overwhelming feeling that you may feel, the anxiety, the sadness, the pain, the helplessness, all of these negative feelings. It's almost as if someone is trying to project these energies onto you. Okay? And I really feel that this is somebody that you have cut out of your existence, cut out of your life, from your past. Okay? They do not like the fact that you do not want a reunion with them. They do not like the fact that you are not allowing them to come back into your reality. Okay? It is one thing to get rid of anger. It is one thing to open up your heart to love. But it is another thing that you do not become a doormat. Okay? And allow these old energies to come back in to do it all over again. This is about integrity. This is about self-respect. This is about the fact that they cannot come with you to where you are going. So anyone at this point being released out of your energy, it is for your betterment. Okay? Keep that in mind. Another one? Okay. Yeah, so somebody doesn't want you making room for this new experience, but you are to create space to welcome positive change into your life. Let go of everything that doesn't align with the future that you are creating. Two out of this one. Okay. So you are a very great friend, collective. You definitely have what friendships are made of, and you need to really embody this. Okay? Don't allow other people's hate, other people's animosity, or anybody else's opinion deter you from being that beautiful friend that you are to people. Okay? And I do feel that there are some sort of people out there misjudging you. They're outright hating at the fact that you're not allowing them back into your energy. And I'm really picking up on some sort of energy vampire, or plural energy vampires. Okay? And the fact that you are guarding your energy, the fact that you are creating boundaries for yourself, is all the matter of protecting yourself. Okay? Somebody does not want you obtaining any type of greatness, and this is why you are holding your energy. Okay? Today, I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and a friend. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. And I think this is what they're so pissed off about, at the fact that they can't ride off of your success. Okay? They're failing to show up in a way that's beneficial to you. And I feel this has been a very strenuous time for you because of this situation. Okay? I'm being called to the Oracle, the Mary Magdalene Oracle, so I will grab one from there. Two? Okay. All right, so we have little children and we have divine order. Let's take a look. Divine order. You may be inadvertently sinking into depression because you believe the world around you is in disarray. With all of its suffering, destruction, and war, the world can seem like a woeful place. Yet, as the saying goes, there is a time and a purpose for everything under heaven. Everything serves a purpose and has a reason for being, otherwise that thing would not exist. Life is like a divine tapestry. Each thread is vital to its overall picture. However, being a divine tapestry, the overall design only begins to make sense when viewed from a higher perspective. Believing that things are not the way they should be only serves to keep you disappointed, angry, and fearful. Divine order is visible, but it is only visible through the perspective of love. Just as the true purpose of things can only be known by the light of your soul. Your world doesn't need saving, it just needs to be loved. Little children. When given paints and a brush, a young child will automatically express and portray images of the people and things that he or she loves, and then enthusiastically explains who and what everything in the picture represents. Children have no preconceived ideas about how they should express themselves. They just do it naturally and spontaneously in any way they can. You could benefit by adopting the similar attitude at this time. Let go of all of your hang-ups and express yourself freely without judgment. Express all that you have stored in your heart. You can express yourself in a myriad of ways. Verbal expression, journal writing, painting, drawing, music, and dance are but a few of the many ways in which you can effectively express your feelings and emotions. This will help you clear the emotional blockages that have formed over the past few months. You will regain a newfound sense of enthusiasm for life, and this will filter through to your work and relationships. All right, let's get a vibe check. Yeah, so this is about you taking authority over your experience, practicing discipline, okay? And not giving any second chances. There's no deja vu, there's no nostalgia. This is about moving forward. Somebody's having a wishful thinking of having second chances. There are no second chances. They showed up with who they are. They showed up with their own energy. They showed up. And I think this is a lot to do with karma. This is a lot to do with they should have showed up right the first time instead of masking and trying to take advantage of what you had available. And I do believe, collective, whoever you are, you're very, very compassionate. You're very understanding. You're very honest. You're very integral. You have a lot of integrity. And you have standards. And someone tried to remove you of that integrity and standard. Okay, they tried to diminish you. They tried to pull you out of that authority. And I really feel that you quite possibly needing to focus on your masculine energy and kind of focus on standing on business regarding that integrity. Okay, because I really feel that there's, again, this energy that's trying to pull you out of the stance that you are in. And I do feel that you may have been in the South Node for quite some time in very, very karmic energy, but you have healed your heart, you've healed your soul, you've healed your spirit of all this, and it's brought you to a new elevation. And ultimately, whoever this is, they're trying to pull you out of that elevation. Okay, they don't feel that that, I don't know, I kind of feel like they're thinking that you either don't belong where you are in that notion or in that respect, okay? Or it's something along the lines that they're trying to pull you out of this unbothered healing kind of energy. You're very, very at peace with yourself. And I feel that you have cleared out a lot of the hate and a lot of the resentment that you have dealt with from past experiences and past people. And you have ultimately raised your standards. Pardon me, you've raised your standards and you have raised your notion of integrity, of your intentions, of how you go about life. And again, there's somebody there that is trying to prevent you from staying there. They're trying to pull you back down into some sort of karmic energy in order to manipulate and puppeteer you. And this person is filled with hate. This person is filled with animosity. They are envious of your healing. They are envious of your stance, of your authority, of your discipline that you have within yourself. And it is going to become very evident, quite possibly, as to who this person is very soon. Okay? I'd like to welcome in Julie, Michael, Clownfish, Renee, Welcome in, everybody. So there's somebody out here really trying their best to diminish you or diminish what you're building, diminish what you're trying to do, not only for yourself, but for other people. They're out here misunderstanding you on purpose, thinking that their opinion actually matters of you. Okay? Let's find out what the wise old witch has to say. I'm going to give these a shuffle. Yeah, somebody's trying to create a fogginess. The clarity is in reverse. And it's because you are receiving some sort of abundance. Okay? They're trying to cloud your abundance because you're very wise, whoever you are. And you're definitely a visionary. Okay? You're definitely a visionary. You definitely have something to do with the current status of the world. And you are stepping into some sort of leadership position, and they don't feel that you deserve this leadership position. They don't feel that you deserve this authority. When it matters not of what their opinion is, collective. Okay? They're out here misunderstanding you on purpose. They're out here lying on you. Okay? I'm going to look into the Sacred Soul deck as well. 3? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So there very well could have been a wish that you made in October. This wish is going to be fulfilled very soon. Okay? October is in alignment with this. The lines between fantasy and reality are blurred, creative, thrilling, and eerie. Very soon, things are happening fast, so be ready to move. Speed, agility, and quickness. Wish fulfilled. Being spontaneous and taking risks pays off. Serendipity, destiny, and fate. So there's definitely something here that you've wished on over the last little while. Could have been last October. I don't feel that this, something to do with October. You may have made a wish. You may have, put it out to the universe that you wanted a particular thing. There's definitely something here that is going to happen very, very soon, and you're going to have a wish fulfilled. Okay, it's going to happen with a great speed and agility, very much a quickness. Okay, welcome in, Marine. Okay, let's look into the Lover's Oracle. What is this person, if this person had something to say to the collective, what would this person have to say? So apparently somebody wants out. Why do I feel this way, and I'm afraid to lose you? So they're a little bit mixed up, okay, regarding you. You very well could be the one wanting out of this situation, and somebody's afraid to lose you, and they're wondering why they feel this way. They're wondering why the situation has resulted to what it is. And it's due to them not wanting to do the work, collective. It's ultimately foreshadowing into their experience. Okay? And they are failing to do the work, and this is why, because you are doing the work, they are not. And you are basically outgrowing them. It's not that you are leaving them behind. It's not that they are being abandoned. It's the fact that they don't want to do the work. They are happy in their bitterness. They are happy in their resentment. They are happy with their hate. And you are clearing this out. You are making room. And this is the whole thing. People do not want you making room for new love, for new experiences, for new possibilities. They do not want you stepping into this new chapter that you're stepping into. Come hell or high water, it's happening. And they do not have a say in what happens with your life and your experience. Okay? And the kicker is that you're very understanding. Okay? No one understands me but you. So the situation is with this collective is that you've been very understanding, very open-minded to them, but they're not doing the work. And they would sooner make you spin your wheels than actually step into something and take initiative and do the work to heal. Okay? So this is not your problem. It's not your circus, not your monkeys. Okay? Please keep that in mind. Okay? You can have love for other people, but you need to first have love for yourself. And if people do not want to grow with you, then you'll be basically growing apart. You'll be growing out of that energy. If they are not courageous enough to go within and do the work, to do their shadow work, to really release this pain and this suffering, then they will be left behind. But it will be their own doing. It has nothing to do with you. And the fact that they would come at you to try to keep you from this new chapter of your life, to try to keep you confused, to try to keep you in the cloudiness, okay, and try to remove the clarity from your experience, to try to have you confused about where to go, what to do, they're going to be receiving some major karmic lashings for that. Okay? Just letting you know that now. And yes, they should be scared. They should be petrified. Because the one person that understood them is growing away from them. And it's their own doing, not yours, collective. Okay? Sometimes when you grow out of certain people's energy, it may seem that you feel that you may be alone. Okay? But the thing is that this is happening for your protection. And although it may seem like you are growing out of connection or out of alignment with these people, it is for your protection. It is divine redirection. Okay? Now we have give up control, release your grip on outcomes, embrace the present moments, and wisdom. Cloud of unknowing. Float on the clouds of the unknown. Surrender to the mystery and embrace the sacred within. New worlds. There are many more things for you to discover, so don't give up. So there's definitely something here about you moving in new directions and to go with the flow of the situation. Accept what is happening and be open to the mystery and surrender to it. And something's telling me about some sort of void. Okay, you could be going through a particular void at this time. And although that may seem slightly unsettling, it is to recognize who you are. It's to recognize your own energy. I feel that when you are in this void, you are cloaked. So it's very difficult for people to tap into your energy when you are in the void. Okay, this is the in-between time of your previous life, previous experience, into your new experience. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Yeah, somebody's trying to test your strength, which is none of their business. You do have vision, and they're trying to take you out of your leadership. They do not want you stepping into this leadership role, whoever this is. You have come into your own power. Now is the time to take the lead of a situation and be strong using the power of intentions. Be clear with your purpose and define where you are headed. Somebody does not want you defining where you are headed. This is why you may be feeling cloudy at this time. Okay? It is time to look inward with an attentive eye. Allow your heart to guide you, and opportunities you never dreamed were possible will present themselves when you least expect it. Get ready for greatness. The bear symbolizes a strong source of support in times of difficulty and adversity. It may be time for you to stand for what your beliefs or your truth. Your strength and confidence. You are free to roam at will and follow your path. So somebody does not want you to realize that you do have support. Somebody does not want you to have support within your time of difficulty. They don't feel you deserve it. Okay? And they do not want you standing up for your beliefs or your truth. They do not want you speaking out. They do not want you having strength or confidence to move forward. They do not want you to feel free. They want you to feel trapped. Okay? And they sure as hell don't want you following the path that has been set out for you. They've been stopping at nothing to try to thwart you and to try to remove you from this pathway. But the divine is interacting with that, and it's definitely going to change very soon. Okay? So if you are currently in a position where you are not sure, really dig deeper within yourself to find out more information as to what, where, how, and why. Okay? Because there is energy signatures, I'm being told. There's energy signatures. There's definitely, whatever your intuition is trying to tell you, it's probably right on the money. So the deeper you go into your visions, into your wisdom, into these energetic frequencies that has been hindering you, and really kind of facing them, this is what you're going to find. You're going to find who, you're going to find what, you're going to find why. Okay, we've got the puppeteer. Okay, and somebody's trying to puppeteer you, right? Somebody wants you to explain yourself, right? And somebody expects you to apologize to them. Meanwhile, they don't see your viewpoint. They've lost control of you, okay? And they're out here calling you a fraud, calling you just a storyteller. You're just talking stories. You're not telling any truth. They don't want you to be able to find your path. They want you to have a lack of direction, and they want you to have to make some sort of difficult decisions. Okay, but that lack of direction is going to be cleared up soon. All right? Keep that in mind going forward, collective. Let's see what else they would have to say about the collective. What's going on with the Dark Rose Oracle? It's difficult for me to process my emotions. I'm not available right now. I depend on you too much to let you go. I have codependency issues. My pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. I wanted you to hurt too. So somebody's pride and their ego got bruised because you decided to stand on business and you no longer allowed them to fuck with your energy anymore. You created boundaries and you hurt their ego in the process. As if the world revolves around these people, collective. Your world revolves around you. Their world revolves around them. Okay? There's definitely a separation here regarding this. And for them to think that they're going to puppeteer you and take you off your pathway is absurd. Specifically, if you're stepping into some sort of a higher calling or divine calling, you've got an anointment on your life, collective, and nothing will thwart that. We got 1234, so if you've seen this angel number, it very well could be significant for you. 1234 is saying, keep going. You have completed a task that is in alignment with your soul's journey. The divine is letting you know that it sees you and that all of your persistence is paying off. You are being acknowledged. 777 could be significant to you as well. Alignment. Your progress is recognized and alignment is here. It is within your reach. The whisper is reminding you to stay the course and feel Source working through you. Your gifts are being recognized. 1616, willpower. Things may feel out of sync and not within your control. The whisper of the divine is asking that you remember that you are being supported and that your will is your superpower. Determination is key right now. I call on my strength and willpower to take the lead. I accept and listen to the support of the divine within. I blossom and bloom as I use my gifts. All things simply align as I feel the feeling of the divine. I take steps to stay in alignment with my soul's journey, and I reap the rewards of my persistence. Somebody's really trying to thwart what you're saying, what you're trying to say. They're really misunderstanding you on purpose with this, collective. All right? So if people's got some sort of dumbass opinion, don't take it for any fluidity. Okay? Those that support you will show up and support you. Those that don't will pretty well be demasked. Okay? Their masks are slipping. Their masks are falling off. Okay? Can't seem to get your screen right. This is on a landscape this evening, so hopefully it's not creating too many difficulties. All right, Spirit, what's the situation? So there is meanings, repeated numbers, signs, and synchronicities. Okay? Somebody is wanting you stuck. They want you locked down. They want you in a mental prison. They want you feeling trapped and captive. Okay? And it's mainly because their rumors aren't working. Their pettiness isn't working. They are very envious. They're talking behind your back. And the thing is with this is that it doesn't really matter to you. They can say what they want to say, but it is weightless. It has no weight. Okay? People are not taking these people seriously. Okay? And I really feel that somebody else is trapped. They're stuck. And they are trapped and stuck because that's what they wanted for you, collective. All right? So somebody is not completely done with you. Somebody does not want to move on. Somebody doesn't want you to end cycles with them. They don't want to learn any lessons, but things are coming full circle anyway. So the fact is that you're not keeping things inside. You're not opening up. You are opening up to the truth, and the illusions are not hitting you anymore. Okay? Somebody thinks that you're making these decisions for all the wrong reasons. They're contemplating why you're making these decisions as to whether or not to stay or leave. And they want you to be uncertain. They want you to be waiting to the last minute for you to make a decision. And this is ultimately causing some sort of injustice. This is the whole thing. Okay, and I feel that by you rising above and stepping up and stepping out into the unknown, this is going to create a situation of imbalance for this person. Okay, and by them trying to get back in your energy, they are trying to avoid some sort of legal matters, court case, court visit, some sort of legal papers, or some sort of divorce. Okay? So it's like they have to get back into your energy to siphon in order to gain off of your energy because you have a divine energy and in order to feel empowered. But you've called your energy back. You're keeping your energy close to you. And this is the thing. They want your energy. And I really kind of, I'm actually picturing a starving vampire. Somebody's being starved of your energy. I'm also picking up that it's like somebody is having anxiety. They are gasping for air. It's almost as if they are suffocating. Okay? But there's nothing over their face. There's nothing over their head. They're not underwater. But they feel like they're suffocating because they can't tap into you anymore. They have no access. You are being protected out of this energy. Divine redirection is your protection. And the fact that we have Archangel Metatron out here, he's one of the most powerful angels of them all. Okay? I'm actually being called to read that out of the book, so I'm going to look it up. Metatron. I can't quite see what number it is. '78. So Metatron, the throne next to God, is said to be one of the youngest of the archangels alongside his twin brother Sandalphon. Kabbalistic texts support the idea that he once lived on earth as Enoch, who was a prophet and the great-grandfather of Noah. As an angel, Metatron is guiding this age. This powerful archangel governs the sacred sciences, helping us understand the interconnectedness of all things, and is supporting us as we enter an age of awareness and growth. Extra guidance. Any challenges that are arising up for you at this time are not created by God, but situations that have developed based on the choices and actions that you've taken. Often, when things get difficult, it can be easy to abandon the divine and your angels, but right now you are being encouraged to let them draw closer. Lean into the arms of your guides. They are there to help you heal your life, and eventually you will share with others how they can do the same. Your activation. I am ready to fulfill the call of my soul. Okay, so this is about possibly releasing a lot of the past energies that you've been carrying with you that have created some sort of burdens. You could actually be subsequently called to let go of your family, friends, whatever the case may be. But usually it is due to the fact that they've had some sort of toxicity in your experience. Okay? So just kind of take it in stride. All right, collective. Let's get something out of the karmic chicken deck. So throwing rocks and hiding their hands. And this is to a chosen one. Okay, they're trying to affect a chosen one, a star seed. Okay. Somebody wants to reconcile, but forget about the past, didn't learn anything. Somebody doesn't want to reconcile, and they don't want you to remember anything. They want you to forget what happened because they don't want to take accountability. And I think that's where the court case comes in. Karmic chicken, so jealous of you, they'll shit all over your success, but too much of a coward to go get their own. Okay, you are being divinely the divine is intervening, okay, with you, because you have a poser hoser playing in your face. They will only meet you at their level, not yours. Don't waste your time. This could very well be a Virgo that you're dealing with in behind the scenes. It very well could be that you need to be in a hermit mode. Okay? You need to go within. Take into consideration of that. You need time by yourself. Maybe to go get time in nature. Or time just by yourself would be good. Okay? So I'm going to pick up all of these oracles and get them organized. And then we're going to go ahead with the tarot. I just want to get the oracles out of the way first. So you definitely got some changes happening, collective. Just go with the flow. Okay? Things are going to happen very quickly. So be ready to move. In anticipation of this, I will also be getting ready. Because I feel that this very well could be something to do with my message too. So, it is what it is. I'm kind of excited for the future. I don't know exactly what it's going to bring, but there's definitely something coming through. I can feel it. I'm just not sure what exactly. And partially, I think that some of the things that are not being revealed to us, it's because there are people that are jealous. There are people that are petty. There are people that are being envious. Right? So the divine is trying to kind of keep it under wraps. Because if anything was to come in that you were excited about, you're bound to speak to the wrong person about said thing. And they very well could be out here throwing rocks and hiding their hands and wanting to thwart it and wanting to destroy that possibility for you. So it is what it is, and I feel that this is why there's not much clarity as of now, because you are not supposed to know until it starts to happen because of who you got going on. And Spirit's saying something about keeping it to yourself. Whatever you got going on, keep it to yourself. Okay? Because somebody's out here playing, conniving. And the thing is that you are a great friend, collective. And whoever this is knows that. And the fact that they know that, and the fact that they want to thwart anything you got going on, it's almost as if, see, they're unstable. See, They're just totally unhinged, like I said they were. They're trying to validate their preconceived misunderstandings of you. They're trying to make you look like a fool, and the divine says no on that. All right? So this is ultimately the divine trying to protect you from having to deal with bullshit. All right? All right, I'm called to the steampunk deck to start with, so we'll go with that first. Knight of Swords in the reverse. So there's somebody out here definitely not wanting you to take action. There's somebody definitely out here misunderstanding you. They're misunderstanding your communication. They're trying to make you out to be a liar. They're out to be trying to get you to take action out of haste. I'm really picking up on some sort of reactive abuse. They're trying to get you to react. And I don't feel that you're tying into that. You're not allowing it to be a thing with you. You're alchemizing it. Yeah, because you're taking a leap of faith, and they're trying to disenfranchise you by disconnecting you from your divine energy and making you look unstable because you love yourself. Okay, they're trying to get you to look like a tyrant, and they want you to be bitter. This is their whole idea. Okay, and they sure as hell don't want you taking any type of action. Okay? But Spirit's saying something about the fact that it's none of their business. Whoever I'm speaking to, you're very intuitive. You're not, this ain't your first rodeo. You've had people project on you before. You've had people try this shit before. It's like trying to fool somebody that's got their PhD in fuckery from dealing with the past of fuckery, right? You've survived, you've overcome, you've graduated from that school, you got your t-shirt, you got your bumper sticker, you've even got an order of cookies that you wouldn't even feed to your dog. Okay? And they think that they can play. They think that you don't know. They think that you don't know their playbook. Shuffle or cut? Shuffle? Okay. Once through? Okay. All right, so because you are alchemizing this betrayal, and you are alchemizing this betrayal, you are alchemizing all this shit that they're throwing at you, collective. You should be ever so proud of yourself. Not only that, as you are finding wish fulfillment, you are healing your heart space, you are feeling complete within yourself, which is a beautiful thing. You are alchemizing all of this betrayal and all of this third-party bullshit that's going on behind your back. And you're headed towards the sun. You're headed towards beauty. You're headed towards revelation. You're headed towards joy. You're headed towards happiness. Okay? And you're sure as hell cutting the devil out of this situation and the experience. Okay? And somebody's extremely bitter about this. They definitely want you in your bitterness. The Queen of Cups is coming out twice. So this very well could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, feminine energy. And you're getting the upper hand over this situation. Okay? Like this person thinks that they're playing you. They think that they're playing their cards right to determine and to ruin you and to disenfranchise you, and it's not working. Okay? I've got the Nine of Cups coming out, the Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Knight of Wands in reverse. So they don't want you taking action. They don't want you to be able to defend yourself, and they sure as hell, you know, and you're finding your wish fulfillment anyway. But I feel that their wish fulfillment is for you to be helpless and unable to decide and unable to take action. Okay? Yeah, they're trying to create a tower for you because you're finding your wish fulfillment. And because you are complete and whole as a person, and that you don't need somebody else's validation, I really feel that this is really screwing them up with their plan of trying to make you feel helpless. Yeah. This whole idea that you're getting the upper hand, they're trying to make you fail by taking no action. Okay? One more time. Okay. Yeah, they don't want you moving forward. They want you numb. They want you stagnant. They want you staying in one spot. They don't want you thinking about the past. They want you to forget about the past, but they sure as hell don't want you to move forward. And something about a Two of Cups. What about it? Two of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. And the Queen of Swords. So somebody does not want you nurturing your truth. They want you to forget. Because you are connected to the divine. You've surrendered to the divine. You're finding balance with the divine. You're integrating your masculine and feminine energy. So this is what's bringing you your Nine of Cups. Because you're not necessarily needing somebody to complete you. Okay, you very well could be celibate. You could be balancing things out with the divine. Okay, you are committed to the divine, you're surrendering to the divine, and this is why they don't want you nurturing your truth, because if you nurture your truth, you're going to find out their true intention, because the divine ain't going to leave you hanging. Okay, so there very well could be a water sign or an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, in the midst of this. I do feel that there's something about this Queen of Swords on its side. There's going to be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius being put to rest. Okay, and it's because they tried to siphon your energy. They tried, I feel that this is one of the vampires. Okay, and the divine is basically taking care of that. This person also did not tell any type of truth. They're literally a pathological liar. This is definitely a person in your past. This is definitely somebody that thought that they could swindle you, bind you into a particular relationship. Okay? They did try to cause you a tower. They tried to create a situation where you were helpless and where you couldn't take action. They tried to make it a situation where you would not get the upper hand. Okay? So whoever this is to you in your situation, know that they're being dealt with divine vengeance at this point. Okay? You're having an awakening regarding something regarding that. You know that you were not satisfied with this energy, but you alchemized your heart space. You alchemized the hurt. You alchemized all the pain that that maybe you went through regarding this individual. We've got the Ten of Wands out here too as well. And you cut this out and you took a leap of faith in a new direction, okay? And they're all in their emotions because you did so, because they lost grasp of you. They lost control of you. They were not able to manipulate you and puppeteer you anymore, okay? They were definitely around with very immature ill intentions, okay? But things are going to very well, yeah, they tried to get you very unstable to where your foundations fell apart, to where you couldn't walk away, okay? And to them, that was some sort of justice. But you do have justice coming in regarding that. You just need to be patient. You need to be consistent. And you need to continue to move forward, knowing that things are going to work out for you better than expected. All right? Let's look into this one. Dragons first. Okay. Welcome in, Lilith. What's the scoop? Yeah, so there's definitely something here about somebody trying to disempower you. They're on the fence as to whether or not they want to stop fighting or keep going. They may want to reconcile with you. They might not want to. They might not want no smoke with you. Somebody's definitely watching you. There's definitely something about a Cancer here that's kind of on the fence as well. And this King of Swords in reverse, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, they've got no strength left. And I feel like this is the one that's suffocating because they've been siphoning off of your energy. Okay. There's definitely something here about a, quite possibly a Sagittarius, or Sagittarius, that does not want to fight with you anymore, that does not want to cause any smoke, does not want to have any type of fight, or does not, they're disbanding from this group of this Cancer, this air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm really picking up on a Gemini, okay? So the Cancer, Gemini, and Sag kind of duo. The Sag is backing out of all this. The King of Swords, they are being discontinued at this point. And this Chariot is wondering who's going to, their movement forward is being stopped. They cannot move forward with whatever they're doing. Okay, because the King of Swords, they got no spoons left. They can't do much of anything. I don't see them being around much, very much. And the Temperance, you know, I really feel like there was some sort of passionate situation with this Sagittarius. They were meant to be a distraction. They were meant to be a way in to you, specifically. And they're dropping their wands. They're not fighting anymore. They very well could put this fighting to rest with this Cancer and Gemini. I'm really picking up on the fact that this Cancer could be a feminine or a masculine. It could be a masculine in their feminine energy. But there's definitely a masculine here, this Gemini, that is, they don't have the confidence to move forward with anything. Okay? And it's mainly because they're all lies. They're all deception. And they have no leg to stand on. Everybody's walking away from this person. And I feel that the Chariot is grasping at straws. This Cancer is they're grasping at straws. But they're still watching. I'm also being told they're watching to see if the spell work is working. And on my front, it's not. You might as well stop while you're ahead and fuck right off. Stay the fuck out of my energy. All three of you, for this matter. But I feel that the Sagittarius did not know exactly what they were getting themselves into. They're slightly gullible. They didn't recognize who they were dealing with until it was too late. And then they got pulled into some sort of blackmail. But they're like, you know what, at this point I don't even care. I'm not doing anything. I'm not entertaining this anymore. We got the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Somebody very well could be loving you. Knight of Swords. Somebody very well could be coming in to give some sort of information to you. This could very well be the Sagittarius. I want to say Sagittarius. Nine of Swords. But they're very much in their head about how they want to come forward with some sort of compassion. They can't seem to walk away from you. They want a rebirth with you. And they want to reconcile with you. Because they were left in the dark about the particular situation. And they really invested a lot into this. And they see you for who you are. They want to heal something. Okay, they see that somebody tried to expose you for something that you weren't. They tried to get a rise out of you. They tried to make you snap out. They see the truth. They see the pain. They see the sabotage. They see the unhappiness. They see all that. They see where it comes from. But they see that you're overcoming this as well. You're overriding everything that was thrown at you. Unapologetically. Despite the fact that somebody tried to ruin your destiny, despite the fact that they were siphoning off of you, despite the fact that they were trying to leave you in darkness and not leave you with any type of hope and break your heart. They wanted to shatter your heart, and they wanted to use the Sagittarius to do that. And the Sagittarius is very sad at this time for getting involved with this third-party dynamic. Okay, they're being very patient about on how to come forward. But they don't feel that they're going to get the upper hand now because of what they've done. Because of the manipulation and the immaturity. To find some sort of wish fulfillment by causing lies and deception. But they feel that if they come forward, that you're not going to be satisfied with the situation. But the divine is kind of guiding them to make a decision. But they're kind of undecided at this point. Ultimately, because they don't necessarily want to commit. There's something about a dark spiritualist, quite possibly a Taurus individual, a masculine, that's basically been trying to ruin. They were basically brought into the situation to ruin your commitment. And they were using some sort of toxicity. But whoever this is, they awoken to this and the sabotage to basically make you look like a tyrant. And they see the illusion for what it is. And they're coming in with some sort of gift. They want to come in with some sort of gift or some sort of stability or some sort of something. It's either that or they were getting paid off. But it's like they're coming in with some sort of information so that way you can make an actual judgment call on this. So that way you can stop this in its tracks and heal whatever issues that are going on. There was also something here about a, they want to, there's something about healing something, carrying burdens, regarding a Queen of Wands in reverse. And they're being very, very sneaky as to how they're trying to thwart you from moving forward, to walk away. They're trying to stop you from walking away. They're trying to delay you from walking away through manipulation because you're focusing on yourself. It's like they're coming in to try to destabilize your foundation and emotionally manipulate you. But you awoke into this, to their manipulation. You know that, okay, the Four of Coins, there's some sort of, because of the manipulation, there's some sort of a karmic debt that they're having to pay. And they're trying to get themselves out of a tower. But ultimately, because they were involved, there's some sort of an Ace of Coins in reverse. They're in the process of losing out. And the Seven of Wands, they're trying to stick up for themselves now because of the destruction and because of the nurturing lies. They're trying to find a new foundation. They're trying to find their self-worth again. After trying to destroy everything and destroy your character. But you ultimately chose yourself. There's a lot to this situation that there's a lot of common denominators. There's a lot of different people in on this. There's a lot of different people playing stupid-ass games. They're about to win some majorly stupid prizes, thinking that they could come for you and thinking that they could start shit up and thinking that they could just pull the wool over your eyes and get away with it. They're all in for a rude awakening, and it's all divinely orchestrated, collective. Just letting you know. So it will be ultimately your decision as to whether or not you allow this Sagittarius back in. But I feel this is a person that you've quite possibly cut out quite a while ago. I am kind of getting a feminine energy from this Temperance. And the angels are watching. The angels are definitely dealing with this. If this isn't a Sagittarius, this is definitely the angels watching this. This is definitely the angels putting this to rest. Whatever this conflict is. These people ultimately should have known better just to leave you alone. But I feel like there was some sort of money, there was some sort of something in it for them. Okay? They really thought that they were going to get something out of this. And it's really costing them more than they realized. Yeah, because they wanted you bitter, and you cut this contract with the devil out. Okay, and that created a major tower. Finding your wish fulfillment, finding your completeness within yourself. This caused a huge tower because they wanted you to be in this helpless, codependent energy. And you're not codependent at all, collective. You've been healed of that. You've been healed of that for months, if not years. So you're in this respect, I'm really kind of feeling like you're craving your solitude at this point. And they're trying to get you to act out a character to get all caught up. So that way you're in this helpless position. But their games are not working, and I feel that they know that now. There's a King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I feel this is a different person than this Cancer. They're coming in with some major ideas. You don't see this coming, but they very much are inspired. They are watching. They do want to offer some sort of help. They kind of feel helpless at this time, but it feels like they are on their way. They are absolutely overwhelmed. They want to balance things out with you. Something is going to be revealed. Somebody's been trying to manifest you. Somebody ultimately tried to destroy them. But so there's some sort of talk about commitment. Okay, so there's definitely something deceptive about this commitment. So somebody's going to come in quick, wanting to talk about something. They feel inspired to work with you. They've been watching you. And they have some sort of an offer for you, but it's basically peanuts. They feel helpless. They can't seem to stick up for themselves. I'm really picking up on the fact that they're going to play the victim. And the only reason why they're coming in is because they're overwhelmed. And they want to balance things out with you after trying to destroy you and causing you illusions. But the illusions were revealed to you. And you're manifesting a new beginning. Oh, okay, so they want to manifest a new beginning with you, a new stability with you, a new commitment with you, but they're lying. And it's mainly because you are a star, you are a star seed, you definitely have something about you, and you're very talented, and you're very nurturing, you're very loving, you're very kind, but you've cut out this energy. But they're coming in, they want some sort of a Two of Cups with you, but you're ending out this whole idea of a Two of Cups. Because all they do is bring chaos and betrayal and sabotage. They tried to sabotage your legacy. They tried to sabotage your new beginning. They tried to sabotage your foundation. They tried to sabotage your inheritance, spiritual or otherwise, through lies and deception. And whatever you've been investing in, they've been trying to ruin that too. They want you unfulfilled. They want you in pieces. And they do not want you moving forward. They want you looking unstable. But this is all because you've had an awakening. It's too fucking late. Yet they can't emotionally walk away from you. You're going to be taking action. Maybe they're taking action to try to turn this tower upside down, to calm the waters. But they don't know how to. They don't know how they're going to come in because of this King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, again, the King of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Strength card reversed. So this King of Swords wants to come in, but they're nothing but a pathological liar. They just want a passionate new beginning with you, only to disempower you. Because you're going through a rebirth, and they want to siphon off of you. They want to siphon off of your energy. They want to siphon off of your money with a fake apology. They're coming in wanting to celebrate you, but misjudging the divine. They're trying to put your connection to the divine to rest. And put you in isolation. And leave you bitter. And make you miss out on your destiny. Because you're rising above this. And they want to trap you. and break your heart all over again and leave you bitter. But you're too wise, you're too intuitive for this, you're nurturing your intuition, and you're putting this to end, and they're not going to get the upper hand on this. You know the truth about them wanting you to overthink this love situation, and you're not satisfied with anything that they're going to bring. And you've weathered the storm long enough, you've weathered this injustice long enough, you've been left in the dark long enough to know the truth and to be able to strategize. And you know that they don't bring nothing but chaos and heartbreak. And they're gonna leave you out in the cold anyway. What, all for reconciliation? No. And they've absolutely failed at reconciling. They could have reconciled with you a long time ago, but they absolutely failed at it. But that was ultimately to get you to snap out and make you look like a tyrant and make you look up absolutely unstable. There was no reciprocity there. It was a take, 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 take. They were basically trying to get you to lose out on everything that you had, any offers that you had. But you alchemized all of this pain, collective. You moved forward. Okay, even so that you didn't know exactly where you were going, how you were getting there, you moved forward despite it all. Yeah, and now you're keeping your cards close to your chest, which you should. You have every right to keep your cards close to your chest. Welcome in, Bradley. So ultimately, collective, like, they're thinking, they're racking their brain as to how they're going to come in again. And Spirit's been telling them to just not bother. Spirit's been telling them to leave you alone. And they just won't. I really feel that this Sagittarius is going to be the common denominator in the mix. Because they're the only one here that's actually in the upright. They're the only one here that's actually got the right intentions. Despite it all, they're trying to put the end. They're trying to put an end to this conflict. Because they got duped. They got duped into this conflict through a third party that wasn't associated. Now you may have warned this Sagittarius. You may have warned them already regarding the situation. And because you warned them, there might have been some sort of insight at the fact that you warned them. They may have been asking questions. So they ended up sending in a third party that they didn't feel that this Sagittarius would know in order to do something regarding you. This could have been to get you all caught up in a situationship. To kind of pour into you, but not pour into you and just leave you stranded, leave you hanging. But this was ultimately to test to see whether or not you were still codependent and to see if that you would be, they were kind of like testing your temperature to see if you would pour into them. But you peeped it right from the get-go, is what I'm picking up on. So they sent in another third party, and you outright disbanded this third party. You wanted nothing to do with them. There was also somebody that they sent in that you literally scared the bejesus out of. You literally you basically read them to filth. I'm picking up on. You're very intuitive. Nothing gets past you, collective. And that's what they didn't understand. They're out here calling you a fraud. Meanwhile, they have not a fucking clue as to who you are and what you're capable of. And Spirit's saying the joke is on them for coming for you. And Spirit's saying you handled it with utmost respect and you handled it with grace. despite it all. And I can almost hear the divine laughing in the background. The divine saying, oh, I thought I had jokes. I thought I had jokes. I thought I had a sense of humor. You literally put them to shame, collective. Because of your intuition. Literally nothing gets past you. They thought that they were going to figure it out. They thought that they were going to misalign you, but... And that's the thing, like, this was like a side quest. It wasn't even a side quest, but the divine was curious as to how you would deal with the situation, so the divine just let it happen to see. So, in essence, it became a side quest. And you handled it better than what the divine thought you would. The divine had faith in you, don't get me wrong. But the situation is that the divine wasn't surprised, because the divine knows you through and through. The divine knows what you've been through. The divine knows what's going on. The divine knows what you've had to deal with. And I'm really picking up a lot of giggles as to how you handled this. You literally read them all to filth. And the messages coming through I can totally vibe with, collective. I know I've read some people to filth on my channel. Guaranteed. But I'm actually picking up on a couple of you that have actually read these people to filth to their face. And that takes great courage. Okay? Not to say that I'm not courageous. But you literally read them to filth. Some of these people are shook. Some of these people never want to see you again. They want no smoke with you. They're trying to get on with their life, but karma's on their footsteps. Karma's on their heels. Karma's scratching at their fucking heels right now. A lot of these people that were coerced into this are being haunted for even trying. Some of them are second guessing it. Some of them are overthinking it. Right? Some of these people, they don't believe in the divine. They don't believe in magic. They just believe in hate. They believe in destruction. They believe in chaos and creating chaos. They're very surface level individuals. Right? And they're even second guessing the karma that's knocking on their door. Standing at their doorstep. They're second guessing it. So ultimately the people that are, and there was quite a few here watching tonight this evening. I know that. They've since left the chat. It's kind of rather interesting that we're down 3 people, isn't it? I find that very odd. Yet a confirmation all in the same time. So, I knew they were watching. They watch every single live I do. As if they're going to get some sort of information on you know, I'm going to let out little tidbits of information as to where I'm going, how I'm getting there, and what I'm going to do. Yeah, okay. They're running out of bandwidth, collective. My lives are too long. I know they're complaining about it. And there's a reason why I go on these long lives because then they can't make money off of it. Because to download a 4-hour live is absurd. Because they run out of room. Right? This is one of the reasons why my lives are so long. So that it's virtually absurd for them to try to download it. If I made shorter content, they've got copies of all my shorter content. I know that. They've tried making money off of it, but it's dwindling now. They're not getting much out of it now. Because I don't put short content on here. So, but we're definitely going to look into some more tarot and oracle. I'm just taking a quick break here, collective. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, this evening. Again, this is a closed table. Please refer to Fridays if you'd like a message. Okay, but the super stickers, super thanks, donations, they're all greatly appreciated, and they do help the channel. So if tonight's message resonated with you at all, please feel free to donate at leisure. They will be considered as donations tonight. However, you will be getting a ballot. I will be looking into that probably Friday, Thursday, tomorrow or Friday for this week as to how many ballots I'm going to put in to the mix. I don't know exactly when the new moon is going to be, probably the middle of the month, give or take. So we'll be doing another draw around the middle of the month, give or take, on the new moon. And just a shout out to Mustang Annie, Stephen Jenkins, and Kimberly. You do have free readings. You are the winners of the last draw. So if you are watching, feel free to jump in the chat and let me know that you are watching, so that way we can figure out a way to get you situated with your reading. Okay? All right, we're going to look into the Dragon Oracle. There is a message from the dragons coming in, so we're going to look into that through the Oracle and the Tarot. I very much appreciate my tribe. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I'm also being called to my character deck, so I'm going to be looking into that too as well. And my archetypes, the Unknown Oracle. So I'm going to do that first, just to see. I'm going to do probably a 6 stack of each. So we're going to get a confirmation as to what these people look like, regarding who's been sabotaging you, who's been thwarting you, who's been on your case, who's been causing you setbacks. We're going to do that first, and then we're going to get into the Unknown Oracle. So what is the scoop, Spirit? What is the description of these people? Somebody's cloaking. There's definitely somebody out here masking in your energy. They're thinking that they're clever. So somebody with braids in their hair. Somebody that likes to put braids in their hair. Could possibly have red hair. I'm really kind of picking up on a Cancer or Sag with braids in their hair. So they may or may not have a beauty mark. They may or may not be the same height as you. They may have coarse, curly hair. They very well could have, maybe they're not Australian, maybe they are Australian. They very well could be tall with a busty chest. So there's definitely a feminine out here. With red hair. With curly red hair. Sometimes in braids. Maybe they've been to Australia. Maybe they visited Australia in the recent past. Somebody with exaggerated features. There could very well be a drag queen out here. Like, does that look like a drag queen to you? Somebody that's not older than you. And then there is somebody that maybe is older than you, but maybe looks younger. Somebody, yeah, there's definitely somebody with, maybe there's a masculine out here that does drag, that is younger than you. Very well could have red hair and braids. They definitely have a mix of feminine and masculine energy. Thinking that they're clever, masking. Mixed colored eyes, so they may use contacts. They very well could be plus sized with medium hair. They really thought that they were cloaking in your energy. They very well could have light or dark skin, depending on who we're talking about here. This person is not pregnant. I'm really kind of picking up on this pregnant card in the reverse. They very well could have pretended that they were pregnant. But they weren't. Somebody that's very immature. I'm also picking up on judgmental too. This person very well could be Hispanic or Latino. Some sort of a Latino or Hispanic background. They very well could have some sort of scar. Anything else, Spirit? Somebody that is definitely not muscular, and somebody with a beard. I'm really picking up on like 3 or 4 different people in the mix here. They might have a sharp face. This plus-size person might have a sharp face. Somebody might wear white clothing a lot. Could be albino. Oval face. Also somebody with a square face. Somebody that might wear black attire a lot. Maybe red attire, but not very often. More or less black. Black clothing, there we go. And somebody that's very mature. So they very well could be older. Somebody also with straight hair. I'm really picking up that somebody might wear wigs. With all these different types of color hair, whatever else, they could have many different types of hair. Long hair, they could have long hair, short hair. Either way, there's definitely some, there's a whole crew of people out here trying to thwart you, trying to tear you down, trying to rip you apart, trying to disenfranchise you, trying to distract you from your overall divine calling that you got going on. Okay? Isn't that funny? We're down to 13 people after that character assassination. Yeah, they're trying to get you into some sort of reactive abuse. Don't engage. My karmic cards fell over, so I just thought I'd pick them up and the reactive abuse card came out. All right. Unknown Oracle, what do we got going on? What do you got to say to my collective? What message you got? The venom on its side. So, self-realization through suffering. No forgiveness or solutions. Unwilling. So, somebody's on the fence at this time of making you suffer more. But they're in a self-realization. I really feel like they're kind of suffering through a dark night of the soul at this point. They're being thrusted into one, at least. Whoever this is for. And it's like they wanted you suffering. They wanted you suffering. They wanted you to have some sort of a self-realization through suffering. Right? They didn't want you being able to forgive anyone or whatever. There's definitely something here about a vain, wrathful, kind of self-righteous, demanding energy. This very well could have been the drag queen, because we got queen out here in the reverse. The self. Accepting new aspects of self. So you very well could be, they wanted to ultimately diminish you. And they're maybe out here saying that you're self-righteous, but you're not. You're very humble. You're definitely accepting new aspects of yourself for everything that you've gone through. You're awakening. You're having aha moments about a particular situation. You are finding harmony, warmth, love, and nourishment within yourself. And that's not what they anticipated. They wanted you to face judgment, fear, limitations, and very rigid energy. But that's backfiring, is what I'm being told. Assumption of others not asking questions. So they're definitely assuming that you're a particular certain way. They're not even asking questions. They don't want to communicate with you. They're just automatically assuming. They're not wanting to understand you. They're misunderstanding you on purpose. It's kind of sad, really. Somebody's denying their inner darkness and the world. So they're denying their inner darkness. They're not wanting to heal. But yet they're looking to ask for guidance. And they're wanting to be of service, so that way they can stay in your energy. Savagery, pent-up emotion, and lashing out. So they're trying to get you to lash out, but it's not working. They're making themselves look like an absolute fool for trying to get you into this reactive bullshit. Overwhelming by existence. So they're overwhelmed by your existence, by what you bring to the table, and you just existing, they're overwhelmed by it. And they want you to be overwhelmed, but it's backfiring yet again. They can't handle you. So they're concealing density and savagery. So they're definitely concealing, they're cloaking, they're masking. Their mask is falling off, ultimately. Okay? They're holding back, they're cold, weighted down. So they're holding back their true intentions. They're definitely not loyal, they're not steadfast, they're not committed, they're not present. They're definitely sitting in the past, remunerating about the past. Fear of death, insensitive, illness, and old age. So this person is literally at the point of feeling afraid of dying for coming for you. The fatalism, hopelessness, and nihilism. So they're definitely feeling like their whole world is about to collapse, but they want this for you. So if you're feeling this energy, just know that it's projections. It's not even your energy. Okay, you're very magical. You're very clairvoyant. You're psychic, and you're intuitive, whoever you are. Stable, strong, and graceful. You're definitely in your stable energy to go through all this shit and still come out on top. Resistance, refusal to grow, boundaries. I think that's what they're saying about you. You're creating boundaries. You're refusing to open up. You're refusing to grow, but you're basically just protecting your energy. You're very vibrant, adaptive, and humorous. You know, the fact that you're vibrant, you're adaptive, you're adapting to this bullshit, you find it rather humorous because you're clocking everything. And they think that they're pulling the wool over your eyes, and they're not. Joyful, playful, accepts all magic. So you're definitely in this joyful energy. You've definitely healed your inner child. Alignment, ease, indecision, and action. So you're moving into a time where you're going to be able to make some major decisions, and you're going to do it with ease because it's all going to align into your existence, into your reality. And these people that are after you, these people that are trying to throw you off, they're going to be shook with how fast things work out for you. They're not even, they're grasping at straws now. Just think of when everything starts aligning for you. Right now is your time to just chill, heal, and gain your energy, gain your strength, okay? Because you are being divinely guided, guarded, and protected, okay? And I almost said divided, so they very well could be trying to divide you into pieces, okay? They're trying to put out your flame by creating anger, putting you into darkness and pressuring you. But they're very much in denial. They're very much suppressing their evil side and unknowingness. They're in for a rude awakening, whoever this is. Okay, because you're in this energy of service, reverence, joy, and honor. They can't get you out of this energy, no matter how much they try. And it's because this is being orchestrated by the divine collective. The reason why you are so fructose intolerant, the fact that, you know, you're in an unbothered energy, irks them. Okay? They don't like the fact that you're in this energy and that you're unbothered and that all the shit that they're throwing at you behind the scenes isn't working. They did this to multiple different people, but you are protected. Dragon Oracle, what do you got for the collective? Accumulation, completion, and renewal. Grief, accepting loss. So while you're going through this renewal period, somebody's having to be through grief because you're protected. They have to accept the loss for what it is. That's part of their lesson. The fact that all of their shit didn't work. The fact that you are so divinely protected that everything that they threw at you did not come to pass. And this is also inspiring other people as well. So you're not only in this inspiration yourself, but you're inspiring other people by what you're overcoming. And it's because you're divinely protected. You're protected by dragons. You're protected by many different things, many different entities that are in your corner. And some of these people don't even want to mess with you now because they lost out on whatever they were trying to invest into. You're healing, you're restoring, you're finding a newfound hope within yourself. You're definitely being enlightened, and you're going to be definitely moving forward. Come hell or high water. Whatever is meant for you is going to be meant for you. Somebody's trying to thwart your transformation, and for you to be able to define yourself. This is why you could be feeling very confused. Okay, you could very well be feeling anxiety, feeling confused. But this is you needing to go into some sort of a hermit mode, into the stillness, to really define yourself. You definitely have some sort of a legacy that you need to persist with. You're being called to your legacy. They tried everything to thwart you. They tried everything to try to ruin this for you. And it's all blowing up in their face. Okay? Just trust. Okay? You've got some good love and friendships around you. Despite all the drama. You are going to be obtaining some sort of resources. You may need to let go of some stuff. And I'm hearing to make you weightless. Trust, love, and friendship. Protection, finding what's important. That's it? Okay. So, accumulation, completion, and renewal. Grief and accepting loss. Okay? What you are losing out on is for your protection and for your ascension. You're definitely healing and restoring hope. So continue on with that. You're definitely going through a transformation and defining yourself, your new version. And you'll definitely have a legacy coming in because of your higher calling. And you're definitely going to get the resources that you need to continue to move forward. Okay? It's coming in. All right. Let's see. Golden Solar Dragon helps you to stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA to be programmed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. So now is the time to really kind of step into this leadership role. If it's not now, it be getting prepared for it. Okay? If you're not feeling that you're needing to step into this leadership role, Spirit's saying something about it happening organically. It's going to happen naturally, so you're not necessarily going to have to step really much into anything. It's just you're going to naturally step into this energy. Okay, so don't try to push it. All right. Royal Blue and Gold Dragon strengthens you to stand in your power and wisdom. Awaken to your own majesty. Wear your cloak of power with pride. So there's definitely something here about you stepping into your confidence. Okay. Source Dragon attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. So this is about you integrating that new essence of yourself. Okay. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. Okay. So Black Dragon from Saturn brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. Concentrate. Focus on your ultimate vision. And congratulate yourself. You have passed a major test. Okay, so that's beautiful energy. Crystal Yellow Dragon opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. And somebody's trying to thwart you on that. Somebody's trying to direct you away from that. Dusty Pink Dragon from Andromeda prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. Accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. So there's definitely something here about you empowering yourself to love yourself so that way you can love others and you can show compassion in a way that you haven't before. This is really opening up yourself to the possibility of helping people heal, helping people empower themselves to stand in their own leadership, as well as to bring wisdom through spiritual discipline. So you're actually showing the way for many, and you definitely need to step into this anyway. And if people don't want to follow suit, that's not your problem. It's not your circus or your monkeys. Okay, these people that are thwarting you are being left behind, and they're screaming and hollering and whatever else because they're not coming with you. And they can no longer tap into you. They can no longer, they can no longer siphon from you. So you very well could be in a position where you're starting to feel better. You could have some situations that you've been dealing with in the past that have all of a sudden just disappeared. That yeah, that's a confirmation. My ear just fucking went crazy in the left hand side. So that's definitely something that's happening. Somebody's definitely speaking on this. Somebody's screaming. Somebody's pissed at the fact that everything is backfiring. But yeah, there's definitely some major healing happening within you, and you just need to kind of go with the flow. Everything is going to step into, everything's going to step into place, into alignment. So you just have to trust. Faith over fear, that's exact, Maureen. Good way of putting it. They are a bunch of clowns, Lilith. No doubt about it. Yeah. Clown, thank you so much for being here. And no offense to you. You're probably the better clownfish out of all of us. But you're not a clown. Okay? You really ought to change your name. Because you're no clown. But I like me a clownfish. Clownfish are cool. Not gonna lie. But you're no clown. You're definitely no circus clown. I'm so blessed and honored to have this space, this safe space for us to be here to get the verification and the validation and the confirmation that we need to rise above all this bullshit. Okay? Yeah, I've been feeling a little under the weather too, Lilith. You're not alone on that. But I think it's the integration is what I'm being told. It's definitely the integration. And a lot of the energy that we may have come over us at some point, okay, is only the foreshadowing of what your perpetrators, what your enemies, what these people in behind the scenes are feeling. And they're ultimately trying to project that onto you, okay, because you're rising above it anyway, unapologetically. Okay. So let's get a stick sack? No, stick sack. 6 stack of Dragon Tarot and see how that goes. 6 stack. Yeah, 7 of Cups. Focus on yourself. Okay? Stop getting distracted by bullshit. There's a Queen of Swords in the reverse. They're inundated by the past. Okay? They're absolutely inundated by what they've done in the past. The fact that they couldn't come against you, the fact that everything that they threw at you didn't work, the fact that all of the sabotage is blowing up in their face. Brittany, the Cosmic Bestie, basically posted here, I just got a notification that apparently you got the audacity and people are dropping like flies for coming for you. Let's get the quote. Let's get the actual quote of that. Yeah, ooh, you got audacity. You got people dropping like flies. You took your power back. Damn right. Karmic Femme is embarrassed after being rejected by this masculine. So you could have very well rejected somebody, they're masculine. And yeah. Now they're all embarrassed at the fact that everything that went down didn't work. And they got nobody to blame but themselves, collective. Let's see. Somebody's all in their head. They can't get out of their head. They are all definitely all up in their head. You're living rent-free in their head at this point. And that was the Intuitive Goddess 333, Lakeside Tarot as well. Brittany, the Intuitive Cosmic Wifey. And Official Intuition Queen. Thought you were foolish and soft until Spirit showed them who the real scary idiot is. Yeah. Confirmation. Go check out those readers. I am awakened. Your ancestors are stalking these people and they're afraid to go to sleep. They should be. So just some confirmation that these people are really getting it. All right, let's get the 6. And I don't know, I don't want to really end it yet, but we'll see how it goes. How long are we going out? 138 minutes and counting. We got 16 watching, 12 likes. What's the scoop, dragons? Dragons of the north, south, east, and west. Come be here with me and share a message with the collective. Thank you so much for your wisdom and clarity. Much love and respect. What's the current message that you'd like to give to the collective? So the Fool in reverse. What's this? Tell me more. Okay, 10 of coins. We got the 5 of coins and the 9 of cups on the bottom in the split. Oh no, sorry, the King of Cups. So there could very well be a King of Cups being left out in the cold. I'm also picking up that they're overthinking at the fact that their whole idea of stealing your destiny and stealing your inheritance is falling apart. And they're being left out in the cold. Yeah, because of their manipulation. They did some dark shit. Ooh, they're facing judgment because of their darkness, because of their manipulation. Four of Coins. Oh, they owe big time. They owe big time. They have to give it all back. Six of Coins. There's some sort of reciprocity here. They're taking your energy. They're taking your abundance. They're siphoning it all. They have to give it all back now. Yeah, because they betrayed you. There's definitely some sort of third-party dynamic here with this too. Yeah, with the Two of Cups, they betrayed your union. You very well could have prayed for someone to come into your life, and the divine provided, and they went in and they betrayed you with this divine union. They sabotaged this divine union. Okay? And they're watching. They're watching. They're watching everything you do. They're absolutely obsessed with you. They're watching to see if this manipulation worked, and they're actually going to be facing judgment. And they're going to have to pay it. They're going to have to pay it all back because of this betrayal. Somebody's watching and waiting for you to see about you overthinking this. Yeah. Somebody was watching to see when you were going to receive some sort of an inheritance in order to manipulate you and cause some sort of judgment to you. So somebody's been watching to see if there's some sort of new divine counterpart that's coming in. Crazy karmic femme fucked around and found out. What's going on, Linda? Framed you for a crime they did, and gossip, and there's some sort of a restraining order. Really? Maybe they went to the police to try to get a restraining order or something, and they blocked the restraining order from happening. I don't know. I'll be watching that after this. Anyway, what's next, Spirit? The Six of Coins, yeah. Because of the manipulation and because of them wanting you to face some sort of judgment, there's some sort of betrayal. Somebody's watching to see if you have somebody new coming in. Yeah, because they want to bring an end to it. They either want a reciprocity, which there is no reciprocity because they basically tried to destroy your life. Or maybe this is the divine watching and waiting because they're wanting a divine union to come into their life, and they're waiting for that to happen to bring an end to it for the reciprocity. They're going to face judgment for all the manipulation. So it's really kind of picking up on the fact that somebody's having to pay up for the betrayal, and they're thinking that they're getting away with it, and I guess they're going to send in somebody really, really nice that they're going to fall in love with that's going to betray them for betraying you. So they're going to end up with the same exact scenario that you went through, and all of this betrayal that they threw at you, they're going to feel it firsthand. Because apparently they've got somebody coming in, they're thinking that they're building an abundance and a love off of your energy, and they're going to have somebody come in that's going to sweep them off their feet and then basically pull the rug over them. They might even have a hole dug already just to throw them in it. I don't know. Tell me more, Spirit. What's going on, dragons? That one? Okay. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. Because they're going to be facing judgment for bringing an end to your divine counterpart. They are going to receive the same reciprocity they gave you. Isn't that funny? Maybe this has already happened. Maybe this is why they're being left out in the cold. Who knows? The Four of Swords. Yeah, they're all in anxiety. They're watching in anxiety about waiting for this new love to come into your life. They know that this is coming. Because you're getting that and then some. You're getting sevenfold blessings back for everything they stole. Yeah. So this love relationship is going to be very much in a reciprocity. And this is going to end all of this other bullshit that you've been dealing with. And it's almost like this Knight of Cups is coming in. They're going to love you. They're going to heal you from all this betrayal that you've had to deal with. I'm also hearing that they're going to love you in such a way that it's going to make sure that it's going to make sense why the other bullshit didn't work. It's like really they're going to love you back. They're going to love you so much you're going to heal. You're going to be able to trust yourself again. You're going to be able to trust other people again. And the divine wants you to get inspired because and drop these burdens, because the worst is over at this time. You're not only going to get your love life back, you're going to get major gifts. You're going to get a lot of people coming in to support you to bring an end to this bullshit. And then your new love is coming in. Yeah, Three of Cups in the reverse. So this Knight of Cups is not going to be dealing with no third-party bullshit. This King of Cups quite possibly have been swindled into something, and they very well could be maybe coming into, they're inspired to cut out these third-party dynamics in this betrayal. I don't know who this is, but it could be a Scorpio, it could be a Pisces, it could be a Cancer. This is somebody from your past. The Hermit, the Four of Swords, the Seven of Swords. The Hermit is all, you know, your solitude is very important, ultimately. This Hermit also could very well be not sleeping very well because you're getting back everything that they stole from you. Somebody's definitely getting caught up. There could very well be a Virgo out here that is in anxiety because you're getting back everything they tried to siphon from you. The Nine of Coins in reverse, yeah. Yeah, this Hermit was siphoning off of your abundance. Two of Wands. But you continue to move forward, and they're all sad about it. They're sad at the fact that they can't siphon off of you anymore. Yeah, Nine of Wands. They're not getting the upper hand like they wanted to. Knight of Swords. Yeah, they were lying on you. Yeah, they were lying on you. Trying to cause you to have to fight for your life. Very deceptive. They did not have your best interest at heart. They can kick rocks. Yeah, they were trying to thwart you and slow you down. Keep you from moving forward. Keeping you from having any particular offers. They may have redirected your mail somewhere. I'm also picking that up. You might have had a whole bunch of mail come in and they might have thrown it out, or they might have tried to see what it was. and they may have tried to get themselves some abundance, and they're having to pay it all back. If there was any abundance in the mail, they're getting caught up for it. Yeah, they're going to jail. 8 of Swords. Anything else? Yeah, 3 of Wands. They wanted you to miss out. That's why they stole from you. There's a whole bunch of people here that wanted to steal from you and siphon from you. These are all people from your past. But I really feel that this hermit mode that you went in, it really saved you and it helped you rise right there. The world. You're being seen. And everything that come up against you is failing. And they're being all exposed for it. Yeah, and they're having a major tower. You're gonna rise and they're gonna have a tower. And they tried to cause this tower for you, but it's not. It's blown out of proportion because this is part of your destiny. This is divinely guided, and you didn't fucking stutter, collective. So whoever you are that this reading is resonating with this evening, you are having a divine calling. It's been verified. It's been confirmed over and over and over again. And people are thinking out here that you're a fraud, that you're lying, that you don't have a fucking clue as to what you're doing or what you're saying. You're delusional. And it's mainly their insecurities talking. At the fact that they can't even wrap their fucking head around the possibility of who you are. Yep, 4 of Cups. And all of a sudden they're not satisfied with the fucking tower that they're having. All these changes happening to them. They're not satisfied with that. Give me a break. And I'm also picking up the fact that you're rising, right? The fact that you're moving up. There's going to be some major celebration for you coming up. And they're not satisfied with the fact that that's happening for you. They're very much in their feelings about the fact that you get all the blessings and you get all of this and you get all of that and it's all coming in for you and they get nothing. It's mainly because they have a heart full of darkness. It's because they choose to sit there in their darkness. They choose to sit there in their pain and they choose to not focus on fixing it. They choose to not allow the divine into their life and to heal it for them. They can't even wrap their head around even what the divine is. It's unfortunate. They don't believe in the divine and they sure as hell don't believe in themselves. They would rather sit there and complain about the fact of what they don't have rather than be happy with what they do. I mean, if you have a roof over your head, you damn well should be grateful at this point. If you got food in your belly, you got everything to be grateful right now. If you've got dreams, if you've got hope, if you've got all this, you're very rich in spirit. And you need to hold on to that. If you live with integrity and love and respect and compassion, you got to hold on to that. You got to recognize how rare that is, collective. You have to know how rare that is. In a dark, dingy, dusty, disgusted fucking world we live in, you got to know that's rare. Yeah. I'm really picking up as somebody's bent out of shape, that they got sabotaged out of their divine union. And it's not you. They chose what they chose, collective. Yep. And now they want to come in and reconcile with you. They want to bring some sort of justice to you now. Maybe because you're receiving justice for this. Now all of a sudden they want to come in and reconcile. And basically say, oh, sorry, I got duped. But the thing is that they chose what they chose. Had they showed up and had they been integral, had they actually communicated with you, they would have known. Had they stood by you, they would have showed their true character, but they didn't. They're too much of a fucking coward. And now all of a sudden, because you're finding justice, now they want to reconcile? Give me a break. They made their decision. They can keep that energy and they can sit in it. There's all room for forgiveness. Don't get me wrong. There's all room for forgiveness. But if people can't show up right the first time, and they show up and they mask and they deceive and they lie straight to your face, they don't fucking deserve you. Not now, not in the future, not ever. And quite frankly, they didn't even deserve you then to treat you that way. These people are literally having major wake-up calls for coming for you. Thinking that you're delusional, thinking that you're lying, thinking that you're a fraud. For what? They're nothing but a closed-minded muggle. And you're receiving justice for all the imbalance that they caused you. Yeah. And now all of a sudden they want to choose you? Give me a break. Yeah, they're being absolutely destroyed. Because ultimately you're choosing yourself. They made their bed, they can lie in it. They can keep that energy. Yep. 7 of Cups in the reverse because you're focused on yourself, and this is what's destroying them. They're out here calling you selfish for keeping boundaries. Meanwhile, you're magical. Queen of Wands, you're very much nurturing your intuition, and nothing gets by you, collective. And that's what they didn't anticipate. They thought you were delusional. You're not delusional anymore. You're very much nurturing your intentions. You're definitely nurturing your integrity. You're definitely nurturing your intuition. And all they tried to do is destroy your success and your victory with lies and deceit and clouding your forward movement. Yeah. There's some sort of collaboration coming in. You might be collaborating with the divine at this time. Yeah, Queen of Cups, or Queen of Coins. Very well could have been the one that I'm picking up on a cusp. An Aquarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, cusp. This is the person that quite possibly put a bug in their ear This Gemini is extremely selfish, and so is this Capricorn Aquarius. Nine of Coins, it was all about the money and about destroying you and destroying your whole love, your ability to love. Five of Wands, and to cause you constant conflict because you're focused on yourself. Let me get this straight. You literally selfless your whole fucking life. Right? You allow people to use you as a fucking doormat. You allow people to manipulate you into a pretzel that you weren't meant to be in. Only to leave you out in the fucking trash bag. As if you were worthless. And discard you. And now that you're finally getting up on your feet, now that you're finally focused on yourself, now that you're finally calling your power back, all of a sudden you're selfish for not allowing them back in. Give me a break. You brought yourself back from the brink of death, and now you're standing in this King of Coins energy. You're very stable. Maybe not financially yet, but you're on your way. There's definitely conflict also coming for a two-faced Taurus. And this Queen of Coins in reverse, their wish fulfillment is to basically siphon off of you. Siphon off of your money, siphon off of you, siphon off of your energy. And they're calling you selfish? Give me a break. You're standing on business, though. You're sticking up for yourself. And they're bitter about it. There's also this Virgo as well that's bitter. This masculine Virgo. They're bitter as fuck. They couldn't nurture the inside of a paper bag. They couldn't nurture a paper bag even if they wanted to. Okay? They're all pissed off at the fact that you're healing all the heartbreak and all the heart space blockages that they tried to send you. They tried to make you hate yourself because they hate themselves. And they're out here thinking that they're stable. And they're going to get caught up and they're going to be bitter about it. Knight of Cups. Yeah. They're bitter at the fact that you still love yourself. They're bitter at the fact that you're moving forward with some sort of compassion, despite all the lies and the deception and the clouds that they sent your way. Like, make it make sense. Yeah, because you're taking a leap of faith. You're still moving with compassion. You're taking a leap of faith, and they're all bitter about it. The fact that you're standing on business, you're standing on boundaries, you're standing on your intentions. You're allowing your intuition to guide you in this. It's also protecting you from all this fuck shit. Yeah, you are getting the upper hand, collective. After all you've been through, you will be getting the upper hand, so keep fucking going. Keep moving forward. You've been through hell and back. Okay? You are alchemizing and healing your heart space. You are, you're definitely collaborating with the divine here because they're helping you to recalibrate your heart space in a position where you can use discernment as to who you show compassion to. Okay? You were tapped the fuck in. For you to have the King and the Queen of Wands out here, okay, you were tapped into your magic. You were tapped into your sovereignty. You were tapped into your integrity. You were tapped into your intuition. Okay? The fact that we have the King of Coins out here in the upright, the fact that we have the Queen of Coins in the reverse, you have every right to be selfish for everything they could. You have every right to be selfish. I'm going to say that. And this is on an individual basis. This isn't bringing anybody else into it. If you've got the Queen of Wands, the King of Coins, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Coins, all in this energy, They're trying to imbalance you within your masculine and feminine, and you're standing on business here. Okay, you are standing in your integrity, unfuckwithable, you're unbothered. You're taking a leap of faith, you're trusting in your intuition, you're trusting in the divine. You've been through hell and back. The lessons that you've learned through this experience about calling your energy back and being selfish, you didn't like being selfish before. You were always an overgiver. You was always giving, giving and giving and giving and giving and giving to everybody until you had nothing. And the fact that now you are calling your energy back, like they were destroying you left, right, and center. Okay? And because you called your energy back, all of a sudden you're selfish. You have every right to be selfish. You have every right to call your energy back. If anybody has a right to be selfish, it's you, because you've been selfless your whole life. You've always gave the shirt off your back. You were always there to help and nurture people. And you ended up depleted every time, taken advantage of every time, discarded every time because you had nothing left to give. And they made you out to be fucking worthless. As soon as you had nothing to give, they discarded you every single time. But yet you gave everything you had to them. Till you were depleted, until you had nothing left. And now you're selfish? Now you're inconsiderate? Ultimately, these motherfuckers are showing their true colors. They're showing you who they are. And this is why they're no longer in your energy. This is why they've been cut out of your energy. Because they're showing their true intentions with you. They're just there using you. Anybody that actually loves you is going to be there, and they're going to be cherishing you, whether you have something or not. Whether you have something to offer or not. Just the fact that you exist is everything to them. To the people that love you. The people that use you, they're going to discard you after you have nothing to offer them. And it's going to become very evident who these people are in your life. And you need to very much use your discernment and have respect for yourself as to know when to call your energy back and to when to give it. And there is still a form of reciprocity here. Right? You can still be in this reciprocity kind of energy. But know that if your cup is not overflowing and your cup is depleting, know that you need to just say, you know what, I need to step back here because I got to keep myself afloat so that way I can take care of myself first. Because the whole thing is we need to have our cups full. It's not a half full. It's not a half empty. It's a full. Everything that overflows is what we give to others. So that way we are never depleted. And that sometimes calls back your energy. That sometimes means you go into a hermit mode and you stay in your own energy. So if you're called to stay by yourself, if you're called to not go out with friends, or you're called to not go over to a particular situation, and I get a lot of you were really having it rough around over the holidays. And a lot of times when we go to holiday endeavors, we end up just exhausted. We don't even have the spoons to give, and they're guilting us into giving up what we have anyway. So understand who, when, where, what, and act accordingly, collective. Spirit's saying something about the best is yet to come. Despite the way the world looks right now, okay? Despite the way the world looks, things are going to change. There's a lot of change coming into 2026. Okay? Nearing February, March, things are going to speed up very, very quickly. So it's better to be in the momentum of that now than to, to spin your wheels come February. So if you haven't done the work, you may be a little bit late to the party. You should have been doing the work the last 2 to 3 years to make sure that it was all alchemized to step into the next season. Because all these karmics, they're going to be too busy with their dark nights of the soul. They're going to be too busy going through it. And the people that have done the healing, that have done the shadow work, that have done all the work to alchemize to this new energy coming in, okay, you're going to be off and running. And all these karmics that didn't want to heal, that wanted to be stubborn, that wanted to be in their feelings, that wanted to be in their toxic ass energy, they're going to be left to where they are. They are going to be they're going to be feeling left behind and discarded, just like they did it to everybody else. And because they chose to sit in their shit-ass energy and not heal, and they wanted to be a coward about it, that's their own deal. That's their own journey. And it's not really up to you to really be in this position where, yeah, you can still be compassionate, but if they're out here being stubborn and not wanting to heal, that's not your fucking problem. Be compassionate to the ones that need help, yes. And there's still a possibility that these karmics can right their wrongs by holding themselves accountable and maybe sending out some sort of an apology for the way that they treated you. But only if it's actual accountability. 11:55 p.m. right now. Major changes are coming. New beginnings are coming. Major changes and new beginnings in relationships, dynamics, foundations. Huge. It's okay, Julia. Or Julie. It's okay. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for adding to the chat. No pressure, honey. "6:56 a.m. where you are, Renee. This is about reciprocity, changes to your reciprocity, changes to what you're giving out and what you're receiving. This is also about what you're giving yourself, what you're pouring into yourself as well. So this is a time of evaluation for you. You have to take stock of that. But I do feel some sort of balance happening with that for you, Renee. Like, I'm all for reconciliation. I'm all for apology. I'm all for accountability. I'm all for communication. I'm all for working things out. But if these people are all they want to do is continue to mask and they're only do it to not take accountability, then no. You can keep that energy. If it's just basically to get back on my good side and to, to wreak more havoc, then no. Keep your ill-intentioned vampires fucking bullshit away from me. That's the difference. If it's actually legitimate collective, then fine. If somebody actually wants to show the fuck up and apologize for the shit, then great. If they don't, stay the fuck out of your way. End of story. No hard feelings. Just stay the fuck out of your way. Because you deserve way better treatment than to be swindled, to be fucking masked, and to be lied to, and to be deceived, and to be disrespected. You know? And I'm all out here willing to help people unpack too. If there's karmics out there watching right now, and you don't know where to start with your healing, you don't know where to show your accountability, come talk to me. And we'll work through it. That's why I have these sessions available. You know? But it's about the integrity of it all. It's the fact that they maybe want to repent. If you want to repent and you want to come to me and repent, repent. Because it comes with a great release. It comes with a apology. It comes with accountability. It comes with, you know what, I'm sorry I fucked up. I shouldn't have fucked up. I'm going to do my best to do better. But if there's a changed result, then great. If there's no change, then I don't know what I can do to help you. I could, you know, maybe perform an exorcism on you. You know? Maybe release you from the fucking demons that plague you. But you have to be consenting in that. Aiden does exorcisms? I have. I'm a prophet you can put in your pocket. I find it funny that we're down to 10 people. Do you think I actually want to be sitting here talking about karmic ass energy? Do you think I really want to be sitting here calling these motherfuckers out? Not really. They should be calling themselves out. 3/4 of the reason why we have this chaos in the world right now is because they're all walking around karmic energy, not healed, and they're allowing their darkness to overcome them. That's 98% of the fucking Earth's problem right now. And it's due to the fact that their egos are bigger than their fucking head, and they don't have a humble bone in their body. And people out there thinking that my shit don't stink and thinking that I'm better than everybody else and all holier than thou, fuck off. Fuck you and fuck your hat. Because I'm extremely humble. I'm very understanding. I'm very compassionate. I'm very loving. But I'm very much into my integrity. And my shit definitely stinks. And despite how I feel empowered by the divine, I am still human. And I never claimed to be anything but. I am owned and operated by the divine at this point. After my near-death experience, that's the way I roll. You don't want to roll with me? That's fine. You can just be a bump in the road. It's either get out of the fucking way or get run over. One of the two. But that's on you. That's your choice. And that was specifically for the karmics that don't want to heal and they want to be stubborn in their bullshit energy. And I'm not out here telling you what to do. I don't want to tell you what to do. It's not for me to tell you what to do. It's not out here, it's not for me to tell you what you should do with your life and how you should live your life. This requires you to step into your divinity. This requires you to go within and find out that for yourself. I did it. I went on this journey. I didn't have anybody to help me on this journey. On the inner journey, you don't have anybody to help you. You don't have any books. Okay? And the thing is most books want you to are requiring you to believe in something outside of yourself when you yourself are in the image of the divine. Belief in self, above all else, is part of the plan. But to believe that you are a part of and connected to something so much bigger than yourself is part of the plan. But it's not something to be worshipped, it's something to be embodied. And that's where everybody seems to get it wrong. And if we all stepped into our divinity, this whole world would change. And this is not denouncing Jesus. Jesus is my brother. Mary is my sister. They're all my ancestors. I still hold them very deep and very, very close to my heart. But they were never meant to be worshipped. They were never meant to be sacrificed. They were never meant to go through the hell that they went through. They themselves were tapped into the divine just as I am. And this is all about, this is the major difference between Christians and being Christ-like. Jesus wasn't around talking about God. Jesus wasn't around talking about the Bible. The Bible didn't even exist back when Jesus was alive. And although the Bible, a lot of people are out here saying that it's fake, it's really not. It does have some sort of story to it. It does have some validity to it. But the men of the few decided to create that book in order to deceive the public and humanity, and create it into a deceptive control mechanism to have you to believe in something outside of yourself. And it's kind of odd that one of the actual commandments is to not believe in any idols and to not worship any idols. And yet here they are, worshiping idols. The gods, the goddesses, all of these different archetypes are archetypes. They are frames of perspective to embody. The maiden, the mother, the crone, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost of the divine. They are all archetypes that we can tap into to find our confidence, to find our clarity, to find our purpose upon the earth. But they are not to be idols. They are not to be worshipped. And that's where people get it wrong. I'm being called to look up some scriptures, so I'm going to do that. Romans 8:11 is a Bible verse that promises believers that the same powerful Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead also lives within them. And the Spirit will bring life to their mortal bodies, signifying spiritual resurrection and empowerment. And I do believe that this is what happened with my near-death experience. It emphasizes that God's indwelling Spirit, the same power behind Christ's resurrection, empowers believers to live and to do His will. And this is what I'm doing. Indwelling Spirit, the Holy Spirit of God resides in believers. Resurrection power, the divine power that resurrected Jesus is active within its believers. Life to mortal bodies. The Spirit will give spiritual life and renewal to believers, physical bodies, and ultimately resurrection. In simple terms, if the Spirit of God who brought Jesus back from the dead lives inside you, then that same God will use His Spirit to make you feel alive and give you strength to live for Him, just as He did for Jesus. Context in Romans 8. This verse follows the theme of freedom from sin and death. Romans 8, 1 through 10, and leads into the hope of future glory and adoption as children of God. Romans 8, 11. Chapter 8, verse 11. But unless you believe in yourself, unless you do not believe in yourself, you will not know the Spirit. And this is why when I say that you're feeling down and out, and you don't have anything else to live for, and you're feeling suicidal, the feeling that you want to end it, go back to your heart space, go back to your heartbeat, and listen to your heartbeat. Because the electromagnetic frequency within your heart that beats your heart is the essence of life itself. It is the essence of the consciousness of the divine within you. It brings you back to remember that the divine chose you to be here in this time and place to be. This is why we are human beings. And this is what brought me back from the brink of death. So if you think that you do not matter, and if you think your trials and tribulations, okay, are too much for you, just think of the crown of thorns that Jesus wore on His head. There were over 29 lacerations on His head and punctures from the thorns that was smashed down onto His head. And the fact that He brought light to the world, He was sacrificed for it. He wasn't sacrificed for your sins. He was sacrificed for the light that he brought to the world through the divine. And this is why I don't talk God on my channel. Because it was given to me through my little walk with Jesus in my near-death experience that God is a man-made construct. God is a very selfish, narcissistic God. And he is the deceiver, just as much as the devil. And neither one of them have any place in your heart and in your life. And Jesus spoke to me and said that the divine within you and the connection that you have with the divine brings you back to where you need to be, brings you back to purpose. So what you are called to do, what you are inspired to do, means something. If I had a transporter, I would have went back and saved Jesus from his sacrifice, from his crucifixion. He wouldn't have been crucified. I guarantee you right now. He didn't deserve to be crucified and sacrificed. And the people that confirm and affirm the blood of Christ in their prayers, you are confirming that sacrifice. You are adorning that sacrifice, which was the Luciferian ritual, which you are ultimately giving reverence to the devil. So really sit with that. Words give it power. And you ultimately have the choice to change your life. You can either walk with the divine or you can walk against it. That's your choice. Suicidal thoughts are definitely the devil working in your life, trying to get you to give up. It's definitely projections from people trying to send you these energies. Rebuke it, Michael. That is not you. That is not what the divine is trying to tell you to do. The divine does not want you to give up. The divine wants you to believe in yourself and to believe in the divinity that is within you. The moment you recognize the divinity within you, you are unbreakable. And I'm speaking from personal experience, because they've been trying to break me for my whole life. And I knew ever since I was a little fucking grasshopper that I had a bigger calling here. I knew from a very young age that there's something about me that's just different. I was way different than everybody else I met. And that's not to be grandiose. I had a very, very long time of trying to find my confidence and even believing in myself. But since I recognized my worth, my life has changed. And I'm not conceited. I'm not grandiose. I'm sure as hell not a fucking narcissist. But I definitely dealt with some narcissistic pieces of shit in my past. They know who they are. And they should be ashamed of themselves for coming for me. Some of these people are my old friends. Some of these people are my family. These are people that I should have been able to love and trust. But they took advantage of that. Every single person that I've ever poured out to, every single person that I've ever poured love into in my past betrayed me. And this is what closed up my heart. It broke my heart. It shattered my heart. Because it didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter what shape of pretzel I formed myself into. It was never good enough for them. And I can count on one hand, one, maybe two hands, out of all the people in my past that I've actually had in my life that were actually loyal. So walking away from the people that are in your past, sometimes you have to do that. And yes, it is heartbreaking. But know deep within yourself and know deep within your heart that they are broken. And do not take it personal, for they know not what they do. And this is why Jesus spoke about forgiveness. Because they are disenfranchised by the current system that is in place. To make you feel worthless, to make you feel like a slave, like you're not going to amount to anything. I'm with Maureen. You know, the first time I had alcohol on my lips, I must have been 4 or 5 years old. And my mother's boyfriend decided to make Kahlua at home. And it smelled really, really, really good. And I wanted to try it. I just kept bugging them. I want to try it. I want to try it. I want to try it. So they gave me a little bit to try. Which ultimately I feel was harmless. Okay? It's not like I was drunk. It's not like I got lit or anything like that. They gave me a little shot glass of it to sip on. And I kept asking for more, and they said, no, you're not having any more. It's not for you. I come to understand that. That was fine. But as I grew and as I become an adult, I started drinking. I was drinking beer. I was drinking liquor. I was drinking whatever I could put my hands on. And for a long time there, it would mask my feelings. It would mask my pain. It would mask my hurt from the neglect and the pain and the suffering that I had endured and the trauma. And over time, it really got a hold of me. And it was only when I recognized the divinity within me when I decided that it's not something that I want to do. And yeah, you know what? Every once in a while I might have a drink, but it's very far and few between now. Anytime I use alcohol, it's to celebrate something. It's for a positive thing, and it's just a drink. It's not a bottle. Am I saying that alcohol is bad? Not necessarily. All in moderation. But if you are using it to mask, if you're using it to numb yourself, this is where it goes wrong. And you need to figure out what you're trying to numb, and you need to empower yourself above it. You need to heal that. And I tell you right now, this whole idea that, you become an addict or an alcoholic and you have to go through life, and this is why I don't really like the whole AA meetings and all this kind of thing, because you're walking around with these little coins to say, okay, you made it one more year, you made it one more year. But they never really get down to the root of the problem to heal it. But the fact that they give you a little bit of a coin of accomplishment, the fact that you got through one more year without drinking, but you're still carrying the pain. You're still recognizing the pain. You're still holding the pain. You're not empowering yourself over the pain. And you're required to still call yourself an alcoholic, even after 20, 30 years of, uh, of, um, of resolution. You're still supposed to call yourself an alcoholic, and I don't believe in that. Welcome in, Alchemist. The moment that I empowered myself, the moment I healed the past trauma, the moment I started to find my self-worth, the need to drink became obsolete. And I then vowed that the only time I would ever pick up a drink is to celebrate something. To celebrate how far I've come. And I would also always make an offering to spirit, because it is of spirit. That's why we call it spirits. So is it wrong to drink? Not necessarily, but you got to know why you're doing it in the first place. And it's up for you to make the choice as to the purpose behind what you do. Lots of love to you, Alchemist. You need to keep going on your channel there, my dear. You don't really have a lot of views, but that's okay. Give yourself some time. You got to keep at it. You stopped a couple months ago. But you got to keep going, my dear. Well, you could always ask Spirit to call you to it. You know? Yes, it can be challenging. It's the biggest act of self-love to move away from intoxicating your vessel. Respect your temple, and others will follow suit. I totally agree with that, Lilith. That's amazing news, Alchemist. Give her a hug from me. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you for doing that. Well, keep building her up and just help her recognize how far she's come from where she was. I sense that she's got a lot of potential, but she's having a hard time with confidence. Well, it takes some time to uh, um, what's the word I'm looking for, Spirit? To discontinue the cognitive dissonance of the past. It takes some time to deconstruct their past version of themselves. But I feel that she'll come around. Yeah. Spirit, is there anything else? I pretty well went through every single deck tonight. Almost. No, Alchemist, be in the mood for some miracles. They're about to happen for you very soon. I do feel that. There's still some um, inner child work that you need to work on. You really haven't had much time to deal with that. But Spirit's saying something about kind of working that into just before you go to bed and just as you're waking up in the morning. Either go to bed early and wake up early in the morning, and work through maybe about an hour, or do it just before bed, and then do some sort of protective and abundant and healing affirmation before you sleep. And it very well could help you through that. But as you raise your frequency, things are going to work out. You've done a lot of work. I can sense that. You're very much more empowered. You're definitely in your confidence a lot more. There's just still that little stinky ass residue that just won't fuck off. I can sense that. It's just redundant. And I feel like it's something to do with the people that you haven't cut out of your life. I really feel that it's people that are, you still feel pressure, or you still feel some sort of connection to. And some of these people are very toxic that you're having stay in your existence. And you need to outright rip the Band-Aid off and let some air at it and let bygones be bygones and move on. But overall, you're on the right track. You should join us maybe on Friday evening when I open up the table. We have open table Fridays. No, it's not your energy. They're projecting onto you. That's the thing. You can't help people that are not willing to help themselves. They're very stubborn. They're not willing to look at themselves like you are. They're not willing to work through it and alchemize it like you do. You can tell them where the water trough is. You can point to it, but they have to do the walk. You can't carry them on your back. You know, you can't go to the trough and bring it back a cup of water for them. It doesn't work that way. They have to do the walk to the trough. They got to drink, and they got to embody that themselves. There's no book that's going to teach them that. They have to go within themselves. Right? Yeah. And they're doing it mainly for attention. You know that, right? They know that you're spiritual, and that's why they're there. And you feel drained after, and it's mainly because they're a vampire. They're playing in your face. Yeah, no, he's no. He's a narcissist. He's a spiritual narcissist. Mm-hmm. Well, the divine ain't going to give you the blessings unless you remove him. But I think that's going to happen within the next 3 or 4 months. Springtime is very significant for you. I think things are going to change up for you by springtime. The end of spring, early summertime. So May, June, maybe. Well, you need to get that channel working, because you can eventually monetize it and you'll be good to go. And this is why I say, like, you need to get back into that. You need to make time. Even if it's a reading a day. Take a half hour out of your day, half hour, 45 minutes, do a reading and get on with your day, even if it's in the morning. 9 times out of 10, I would like to do mine in the morning when I wake up. So I usually sleep throughout the day and I'll get up in the afternoon. That's when I go live for my live sessions. And then I go from that and I segue into my live streams. So I'm kind of in an afternoon night owl kind of situation at this point, and I'll sleep away the morning. I tend to get a better I tend to get a better reception in the evenings, over the evening and over into the early AM through my live streams. But this whole idea at first, where I was waking up for 12, and I was going from 12 to 5 p.m. and not really getting anywhere. And then it's like, you know what? No, I'm going to go from 5 to 9, and then I'll go live stream from 9 to midnight. So then that makes my whole day. As far as work is concerned. So that's how I've scheduled it out. That way I have the morning open. If I need to, I can go and do stuff that I need to go do and get it done before I before I start work. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Well, maybe the college student can go out and get a part-time job or something and help you out with that. Yeah, then you know what? I wouldn't bother going there anyway. Because if they're going to switch up before you even get there, they'll probably switch up later too. They kind of smell like a slumlord. Wow. No, she should see about going and getting her job back to bank some money at least. Probably in the best bet, if she can. Even for the time being. Why do I get the feeling that this place just came out of nowhere? Does somebody that you know of get you in touch with this place to rent? Did somebody like give you this information to check on? To look into? Because I feel like this was a third party sabotage. I really get that feeling. Somebody was trying to get you to. I don't know, there was something about that. It's the energy I'm picking up on. Just to get you all discombobulated. To distract you. Oh, really? Okay, well, that's what I'm picking up on. Okay. There was definitely some sort of sabotage regarding it. I know that much. I can feel it. And I think it's for the fact that she quit her job. Like, he's trying to prevent you from moving on. Because I know, like, he knows that he's losing control. So call your power back. Refrain from giving him any type of energy from this point on, and save yourself the heartache. Save yourself the drain. I don't know what's so funny about it, Julie, but wild. Well, we live and we learn. It's either we live or we learn, or we crash and we burn. I'd rather live and learn. Make the best you can, and I have a feeling that there's another place there coming for you, but you just got to keep it quiet. Keep your plans to yourself. They don't need to know it. But anyway, collective, I'm going to tap out. I'm getting hungry. I want to go get something to eat. Some more tuna pasta salad. I still got a plate of beef stew left, but I don't know. I think I'll have that tomorrow. I'm kind of beef stewed out. You're not meant to fit in, Julie. You're meant to stand out. That's why you never fit in anywhere. You're not supposed to pretzel yourself. You're supposed to be your authentic, weird self, just as you are, and embrace it. And weird is a compliment, not an insult. Embrace your weirdness. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, everyone. Again, if tonight's message resonated with you and you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so. You can also get yourself a personal reading. I am available Monday through Friday, 5 to 9 p.m. So I did switch up my hours. It's not from 12 to 5. It's now 5 to 9. So if you want to get your own personal reading, come get one. I did put up my prices. However, you can still get a recorded reading at a reasonable price. Check out the description box for those links where you can donate, become a member, or get your own personal reading over at Hipsy. Thank you so much for being a part of my tribe along this journey. If you want a message, you can come on over to Fridays for the Open Table Fridays. I'm not too sure what's going on tomorrow night or this evening, but the Open Table Fridays will be tomorrow night, as it is 12:51 a.m. Thursday, January 8th. So I will see you this evening with another collective message. Not too sure what it's going to pertain to, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Again, if you cannot be good at it, at least be good to yourself, so that way you can be good to others. Tribe, I love you. Lots of love to all of you, lots of healing, lots of courage, protection, and all that jazz. And I will catch you in the next video.